Hello and welcome to Actuaries Speak podcast, a special initiative by Jai Hind College to help students discover the world of actuarial science. I am Divya Prasad, your host for today. I am a qualified chartered accountant and an aspiring actuary myself. And just like many of you, I am also eager to learn more about this field and the career opportunities it offers. Today, we have a very special guest with us, Dr. Sonjai Kumar. Sir, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
So, I would like to begin with a brief introduction of Dr. Kumar. He holds certifications including CFIRM and SIRM. He is a certified fellow of Institute of Risk Management, London, and holds a postgraduate diploma in Actuarial Management from City University, London. So, thank you for taking the time to talk to us, and we are very excited to hear about your journey and learn from your experiences. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. So, firstly, I'm very intrigued by your qualifications. So, could you give me a brief about each of your degrees and certifications?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Right. Actually, it all happened with a purpose and in certain sequence. Right. My career, started in LIC way back in pre opening of Indian insurance sector. That is pre 1999 when that the Parliament passed the bill, and that was the time when I was in LIC, and I wanted to expedite my actual education, and that was the reason why I went to City University London to take up the actuarial management course there, so that I can learn about the later part of the examination, and to be ready for the market which was about to open that point of time. And in fact, when I had gone to City, the sector had not even opened up. I went there in October 99, and it opened in December 99. Later, I worked mostly in actuarial, and when I moved towards the risk in the later part of my career, I realized that there's a need of understanding the management side of it, and most of the actuaries are coming from the more as a gathering the technical education in terms of various tools and techniques, and that's where I realized that there's a need of the management education, and I took 1 year senior management program from IIM Calcutta. That's basically helped me in understanding the various business aspect of it, be it marketing, be it strategy, the understanding the full the business of the organization. And once I moved risk, at that time the risk was not very that popular in the Indian market, and that's where I went for SIRM, that is a specialist in the Institute of Risk Management. It was financial risk management, and once I did that, I also went for certified fellow in the enterprise risk management. That equipped me with understanding of the enterprise risk management aspect of the business, right? And that really excited me, the length and breadth of the risk management, and that led me to the doing the full-fledged research in 2020, getting into the not full-time but part-time PhD, understanding how does the enterprise risk management is embedded within the Indian insurance sector. So my PhD research is on understanding that how it is. There are various objectives within my research, understanding it, right? That's what the each part of my the qualification. Of course, my original qualification was the Masters in Mathematics, from which I started.
Thank you so much for explaining everything. So now I have a few questions with me today that most of the students interested in risk management may have. So I'll proceed to ask them one by one. Shall I begin?
Yeah, sure.
So the first question is, how will you explain the concept of risk management in the simplest terms?
Yeah, I think this is the first thing that comes into understanding the risk management. The thing is that how does the risk arises? The risk arises because the future is uncertain, and what we want to is basically want to predict certain thing into the future, but we do not know what is going to happen, and that's what it brings the risk, the uncertainty into the future. But that is not enough. I think most of the people stops here when they talk about the risk. But there are further elements within this, like uncertainty. Here, say when we are talking, compared to uncertainty at the same point of time in some other country, is not relevant to us. So it comes, what is the relevance of that uncertainty to us? And that's where it comes the objective, whether that uncertainty is basically impacting our objective or not. If it is not impacting our objective, then it is not a risk to us. One more element, that it comes is that if there is no future, there is no risk, because when if the time ends right now, there is no future, and as a result of that, there is no risk, right? So it is important to understand that risk is a combination of the two things, the future and the objective it should impact. One can ask a question that how it will not be a future. The closest example is that somebody on a deathbed, taking the last few breaths, for him or her, almost there is no future. And for that particular person, the risk will be minimal, right? So it is important to understand what the risk is, but it does not end here. When we talk about uncertainty, there should be, the probability of the future event should be less than 1. Because if it is 1, then it is not a risk, it becomes a problem. And many people, make a mistake that they consider the today's problem as a risk. The problem management has a different way of addressing it compared to the way you address a risk. And that's the another the differentiation between risk and the problem. The probability of the risk has to be less than 1. Otherwise, it is not a risk. So there are, these are, nitty-gritties of risk management. And then it comes, the next thing is that once, it is a risk, then you must identify it. You must quantify it so that, what is the impact on it. And then you must manage it. These are, the essential elements, though the definition, has gone a bit longer. But these, the nitty-gritties of, the risk management is essential to understand in order to have the risk management. Otherwise, you may be doing something else in the name of a risk management, right? So that's what, the short and the long definition of the risk management.
Okay. So the next question that I have is, in what ways do risk management and actuarial science complement each other? And how should students prepare to work at the intersection of these two disciplines?
Yeah, I think, this is a very good question, especially from the perspective of the actuarial students. And, those who are doing the actuarial, studies. If you look at the actuarial studies and the actuarial examination, it is about the quantification of risk, be it the life insurance, be it a general insurance, pension. What we are doing is we are using the probabilities, we are using time value, we are discounting it, right? We are basically quantifying those risks in some or other way. So that is fundamentally, that it is the risk is there definitely, which is the common between the risk and the risk management. That's one part of it. Correct. Now, let's look at, the application point of view. When I moved, from actual to risk, right? 15 years I worked in the actual, and then I moved to risk. So my table got turned. I moved into the insurance and financial risk, and I was doing, a similar role what I was doing in actual, but my table got turned. It means that I was reviewing those things. Instead of doing the pricing, I was reviewing the pricing report. Instead of, setting the assumption, I was reviewing the assumption. So my role became, to provide an oversight of most of the work that actuaries do, and provide my independent opinion to CRO, and then to the actuaries, that what are the risks from the independent pair of eyes. So definitely there is a common ground that whatever actuaries are doing within their work has got, definitely a place within the CRO vertical, as having got in the insurance and financial risk. And if I name some of the risks, like mortality risk, interest rate risk, credit risk, liquidity risk, expense risk, persistency risk, and you are basically reviewing various other things. That's the financial part of it, financial and the insurance risk management. Then it comes, the other risk management, like enterprise risk management. That's the thing, that you learn, right? And if you, go to the actuarial examination, you will see in the ST9 or SP9 nowadays. Yeah, it is, certified enterprise risk management actuaries, that qualification is coming it up, right? So that examination has come up to basically help actuaries to take up the role of, the CRO. So definitely, there are a lot of areas which is common between the two. However, the difference is between the person who is sitting in the actuarial department and the person who is sitting in the risk department is in the mindset. In the actuarial department, the actuaries are looking from the risk from the quantification point of view. In the risk, they are thinking, from the risk point. Their lens changes. They start, evaluating it from the various angles. If it is pricing, it is not just the pricing risk. They look at it, from the various angles. They look at it, from the solvency angle, from the capital angle, from the, the various different angles. And that's, the difference between when you sit in the actuarial department and the risk department. And also, the what if mindset. So there is a difference in the risk lens that it comes when the same person moves from the actuaries to the risk. But I would say that, there are a lot of opportunities for the actuaries, and there are many insurance companies who are working without actual people who are, who is required in the insurance and financial risk to be looked into. And at many places, they are still being supported by the actual team, where there is a conflict of interest. That is what is, the question is, answer is that there's a lot of, overlap area, which, the risk management and the actual. And if I summarize, it's basically the risk on both the sides. One is the quantification, another, is from the management point.
Okay. So as you mentioned in your answer that you need a lot of skills going into the risk management, you need a certain mindset which is different from actuarial science. So according to you, what are the key skills or knowledge areas that a student aspiring to enter the field of risk management should develop?
Yeah, I think if I'm, trying to read your question right, what you're trying to say is what are the skills required for students to become a risk professional, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So my suggestion, if somebody is trying to become a risk management professional, and has got overlapping in the actual science. Then definitely the first, the CT level subjects that provide a very good grounding for understanding the nut and bolts of the insurance business. And some people of late, trying to supplement with the FRM. My suggestion is that is not suitable. FRM is not made for insurance companies. FRM is made for banking side, and with the qualification of FRM, it is not much useful into the insurance sector. That's one thing. Second is, so once the students has got the first half of the examination, then they can branch out to certain certifications within the risk management, like enterprise risk management, operational risk management, cyber security, to enter into the risk management vertical, and without having the SERA, which is ST9 examination. Unfortunately, there are not enough certification courses which prepares the student for insurance risk management. Um, as my experience of last 12, 13 years, we are trying to develop a course where we can prepare people for insurance risk management, especially giving the elements of the actual so that those who are even not deeper into actual studies can able to perform the role of insurance and financial risk professional within the industry. That is, I think, this qualification is lacking across the world. I have not seen recently. Some of the institutions have come up. I will not say some, but only one institution has come up with the insurance risk management course. But I think there is some other things that is needed in that. But definitely there are first half of the actual subject, and then in the pieces of risk management courses can prepare students for risk management professional.